Welcome back to Elizabeth Plants. I'm Elizabeth, and today we are going to be talking about this humidifier right here. So this humidifier has changed my life, and I want to tell you why I am switching from the well-loved and well-known Levoit humidifier to the Elechomes Humidifier. So don't get me wrong, this is no bash to the Levoit. I have two. I love them. They are great. They do exactly what I bought them to do for, I'd say, a fair price. Now, Elechomes got a hold of me and they sent me this humidifier for free, so this is sponsored. However, I have fallen in love with it and I want to tell you why. So first, I want to just kind of show you what the product is. As you can see, you can probably see, it might look like it's flashing on the camera. That's due to some technical stuff. In real life, it is not flashing like that, but I just plugged it in, so it is on. I am actually going to turn sneak peek. I want it to be mostly off. But when I got it, it came in way too many boxes, in my opinion. So it came in like an Amazon box in an Amazon box in a shipping box in its purchase box, if that makes sense. Which I think was too much, and I don't understand why it needed two Amazon boxes, in addition to it already being in a shipping box. Anyways, that's a different story. But it came with this booklet. It's got a couple languages in there. Just like the Levoit, it came with all of the, like, some refills for the little filter things that you need. These ones are actually the exact same as the Levoit. I keep all of my filters in the same spot, and I don't actually know if these are the ones that came with this humidifier or one of those humidifiers. It came with pretty much the exact same little cleaner brush as the Levoit, and also a remote with similar settings to the Levoit. Please tell me in the comments if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But I don't know, sounds good to me. Now, why do I like this one more? I like this one more for two settings. Two qualities of it. While I'm talking about these humidifiers, I will be inserting some clips of me using these settings right over here somewhere. But the first thing that stood out to me is it has a child lock. So it's got a child lock here on the remote and a child lock down here on the buttons. This is all touch, by the way. And this child lock stood out to me because with my two Levoit and my two little kitty cats, at night they would just run by or play near the humidifier, touching the screen buttons, and turn it up to like 90% humidity or 80% or whatever the max is. And I'd wake up with just like a pool of water on the floor next to my bed. But nobody wants a pool of water next to their bed, right? So that's been kind of annoying. So I was really excited to see that this one came with a child lock. I have tested the child lock. My cats have not changed the settings on me, and I keep this baby in my living room. You'll see it's in the living room in my clips. So I'm going to demonstrate the child lock. So it's on. You can change the level of humidity. I keep it at level 1. You can set a timer. I don't really use the timer. See? Oh, okay. You can change the humidity percentage. I try to keep it between 40 and 55 generally. You can turn the screen off. You can turn on different levels of heat. So this heats very similarly to the Levoit, 3 levels of heat. I generally keep the heat off unless somebody in the house is having sinus issues like a cold or something. My cat tends to get colds pretty easily, so I'll turn it to level 1 in that case, and he lays by the humidifier, so it works out really good. Then, like I said, there is the child lock. So now it is locked, and if I go to press a different button, you'll see that it just reminds me, hey, it's locked. I hold down the unlock button and it is unlocked. You can only, I believe, unlock from the remote. So I guess we'll test that right now. Yeah, you can only lock and unlock from the remote. And then finally there's a sleep setting. I don't use the sleep setting, so I think it just turns the screen off temporarily. But I don't use that setting, so I'm not super sure. And this little remote has all of the same buttons as does this front screen right here. So let's turn the screen back on. It says that it is in sleep mode. Let's turn it off sleep mode. Matter of fact, let's just turn it off. I don't need that blowing in my face. So the child lock was number one, just game changer for me. The second thing is that it's actually really, really similar to the Levoit in functionality and the way it works. However, one thing that is different is up here on the nozzle. You can take it off, but mine needs to be cleaned, so it's a little stuck. Ooh. Up here on the nozzle is where you can put the essential oils, whereas on the Levoit it's down kind of on the side. And it came with 2 little refills. I don't use the essential oils because cats are pretty sensitive to essential oils. But as you'll notice, I just take the lid off, right? So the lid I just took off, and this is going to be too difficult to show you on camera, so there'll be a clip over here while I explain it. But this one refills way differently. So instead of having to take out the whole tank, flip it upside down, bring it to a sink or something, I can do that. There's a handle right here. I can pull out the tank. It's full of water right now, so I'm not going to pull it out. But I can pull out the tank and refill it that way. I don't have to flip it upside down. This is essentially a bucket that I am sticking my hand into right now. It's a bucket with the water. Or I can just pour water in. I just use my coffee carafe, if that's how you pronounce it. The glass jug for coffee. I use that to fill my water tank. We don't actually use it for coffee in my house. We just make single cups. So that is really the second thing that was a huge life changer for me. The most annoying part about refilling all my other humidifiers is that I have to physically carry the tank to the sink, fill it, and generally that means that the sink has to be empty and clean because my bathroom sink is not deep enough for the tank, so I have to do it in the kitchen sink, and that becomes quite a task and a chore, where in this one, when it's out of water, it says error, so ERR on the screen, and it will, at the moment it runs out, beep. And then I just lift this lid up, as you can see in the clip, and I just fill it. Put the lid back on, turn it back on, turn my settings how I want, if I want to change them, and voila, easy peasy. And it has saved me a lot of time and energy, and I'm actually able to keep this guy full, and he cleans the exact same as a Levoit. I'll show you images of where you would clean it, and you really just use this brush, you clean it the same as you would any other humidifier. It has very similar parts and pieces to the Levoit, so I'm already super familiar with cleaning it. It's already super easy. I don't clean as often as I should. It's recommended you clean weekly. I clean bi-weekly to every 3 weeks because I don't fill it right when it's empty. I fill it when I get to it. So it's not always running and it's not always full. But yeah, this is the Elechomes Humidifier. This is 5.5 liter tank versus the Levoit, which is 6. So if you want that half liter more, you can get the Levoit. They're similar in price. Speaking of price, I have a coupon code for everybody in the description below. If I'm remembering correctly, it's 10% off. But all that information will be in the description, so don't take my word for it. Take my typing and reference to an email for it. So if you'd like to get this guy yourself, which I'm so tempted to get a second one, but like quarantine and finances, you know, but I love it. So definitely switching over as soon as I can. Let me know in the comments below what kind of humidifiers you use. Do you use humidifiers? If you don't use humidifiers, why, and how do you keep your humidity up? Let me know everything you want to know and want to share about humidifiers and humidity in the description below. See you next time.